President Trump is ready to, quote, fight like hell to bring honesty and integrity back to our elections. And this means getting rid of mail-in ballots and voting machines.
Mail-in ballots are corrupt. Mail-in ballots, you can never have a real democracy with mail-in ballots. And we, as a Republican Party, are going to do everything possible that we get rid of mail-in ballots.
Trump posted on TruthSocial that he'd like to sign an executive order getting rid of the mail-in ballots and voting machines ahead of the 2026 midterm elections. So he accused mail-in ballots of being, quote, highly inaccurate, very expensive, and seriously controversial, which costs 10 times more than accurate and sophisticated watermark paper. He also claimed that the U.S. is the only country in the world that uses mail-in voting. But is Russia's President Vladimir Putin the reason for Trump's sudden urgency to end mail-in voting? So Trump told Fox News on Friday after meeting with Putin that Putin said there's not a country in the world that uses mail-in voting. But that might not be true because over 90 countries around the world, including Russia, currently allow some form of postal voting, especially for those living abroad, serving in the military, and those with disabilities or illness. So the first known use of absentee ballots here in the United States was during the Civil War to allow soldiers to vote from the battlefield. But for the 2020 presidential election, almost half of voters used mail-in ballots because of the pandemic. Trump's repeatedly accused Democrats of using mail-in voting to cheat and claimed the election was stolen from him. He and his legal team filed a bunch of lawsuits challenging mail-in voting in key swing states, but most of those were dismissed for lack of evidence or procedural issues. Now, the Constitution doesn't create a uniform national voting system. States have the power to set many of the rules for state and local elections and even federal elections, with some federal oversight. But Trump is warning states they must comply with his executive order. He wrote, "Remember, the states are merely an agent for the federal government in counting and tabulating the votes. They must do what the federal government, as represented by the President of the United States, tells them for the good of our country to do." Now, this is almost certain to face legal pushback from states, just like it did back during the 2020 election when Trump tried similar executive actions to limit mail-in voting. What do you guys think? Should mail-in voting be a thing of the past?